The Dog Pound should feel right at home in London, England this week. Finally, another city that shares in their love for the Bulldog. Appropriate then, the Cleveland Browns are the home team, taking on a Minnesota Vikings bunch on the second leg of their European vacation. Never got better for the Griswolds, so hopefully the second half of Skulls does.
Wentz stepping up over the middle, it's broken up!
Got two teams trying to do a Big Sean bounce back. The key for the Vikings, their beat-up O-line. Minnesota's offense starts with this stat. They gave up 6 sacks to Pittsburgh. They lost 2 offensive linemen, and they started the game without one of their starters.
It's drilled by a blitzing Queen.
They just leave him completely unblocked.
Minnesota went from an offense good for 34 week 3 points to 21 last week, just 4 for 14 on third down.
Bringing pressure here on third and long and getting to Wentz.
Carson Wentz went from a 129 rate in his first start to an 85 rate, throwing 2 INTs.
And so the third down totals today, 3 sacks and 2 interceptions.
So keep an eye on who they will and won't have on that line as the week rolls along. Hit the comment section with updates. Let those who might not know so they can sing along to Biggie and get it. If they have a backup at tackle, then Myles Garrett's a bigger problem than he already was supposed to be. He wasn't a problem for the Lions, though. Cleveland didn't sack Jared Goff once on 27 pass attempts a week ago, with its offense once again working against it. The Browns' defense allowed 27 points. You kind of feel bad for them.
That is going to be the challenge. With Myles Garrett, they're getting the pressure, but the back 7, they have to hold up.
The big but, Cleveland held Goff to a sub-90 rate, picked him off, held him to 168 yards, just 6.2 yards per attempt.
Goff picked off by Denzel Ward, and that's what the Browns needed.
That Cleveland secondary also still looking at a dude coming in off a 350-yard day. Wentz, 2 TDs, it wasn't all bad by any means. Jalen Naylor scored, just that 2-yard TD though. Adam Thielen, just 11 yards. TJ Hawkinson, 39. Got Jordan Addison back, got behind the secondary for an 81-yarder to finish with 114 in his first showing of 2025.
It's blown coverage and it's Addison! He's down the sideline!
I'm gonna guess he caught some heat for getting caught by a linebacker. Still, his return restores what many believe is the best 1-2 WR punch. Justin Jefferson also went for 100+ versus Pittsburgh, 75+ in 3 straight.
Wentz steps up and whips one to a wide open JJ. 30 more for Jefferson.
Cleveland's D also can't lose track of rookie running back Xavier Scott, who caught 6 passes for 43 yards, scored his first NFL TD.
Wentz will step up and throw to the end zone. It's a touchdown.
No issues for the Browns when it came to containing Jahmyr Gibbs, the pass catcher, in their most recent loss. The back Wentz hands off to most often, Jordan Mason, hoping to rebound from a subpar outing, was a 100+ yard 2 TD guy week 3, then 57 yards, just 3.6 a carry behind that backup heavy O-line.
Toss, Mason hit in the backfield, lost a few yards.
Browns held David Montgomery to 1.3 a carry on 9 attempts, but Gibbs, the runner, was a problem as they gave up a touchdown and 91 yards on 6.1 a pop to him.
This is Gibbs inside the 5 to the end zone, touchdown!
Now to Cleveland's offense versus Minnesota's defense. Vikings gave up 24 points to Pittsburgh, let DK have his way on an 80-yard TD. Linebacker Eric Wilson got tagged for it, gave up a rate close to 120 to Aaron Rodgers, no picks.
And it's DK Metcalf, he's in the loose, inside the 5, into the end zone.
That one big play was kind of it, though. The Browns aren't looking at what you'd call a rattle defense.
On 3rd and 6, Rodgers retreating, floating to the sideline, incomplete.
Their own offense having to punt so much had them working overtime. Still, they held Rodgers to 200 yards. No one else on Pittsburgh had even 36 receiving yards. Jalen Redmond buried Rodgers twice on just 22 pass attempts.
2nd and 5, Rodgers gets thrown down. It's the 2nd sack of the game from Jalen Redmond.
Now they go after a rookie making his first NFL start. Dylan Gabriel takes over a Browns offense that has yet to score a meager 18 points after only finding 10 versus Detroit. Few points they've scored the last 2 games were gifts by their defense or special teams too. 3 for 14 on third down last week.
Flacco under pressure, and it is picked off.
Gabriel getting the start after Flacco put together another clunker. Only 5.4 yards per attempt, no TDs, 2 INTs, a 39 rate.
Flacco wrapped up. Down he goes.
Flacco has been sacked twice in a game, minimum each game. Smelled the grass 3 times last week.
He got there so fast, he didn't even try to hit Flacco. He just took the ball, swatted at it.
DK, the only Pittsburgh pass catcher to ding Minnesota's secondary, and again it was that linebacker. Cleveland's tight end, David Njoku, working off the wrong kind of a cold one, just 11 yards. Jerry Jeudy, 48 yards versus Detroit, saw the most targets.
Flacco connects with Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy, gain of 33 yards.
Browns' warmest receiver, Isaiah Bond, who went for 59 yards versus the Lions.
Flacco fires downfield, and it is caught by the rookie Isaiah Bond.
Running back Quinshon Judkins, 33 receiving yards plus 82 rush yards and a ground TD. He's been the best thing about their offense since taking over 2 weeks ago.
4th and goal. Judkins is in. Touchdown.
Maybe he keeps it rolling. Vikings would like to clean up their play versus the run. Hadn't been an issue till last week when they gave up 99 yards on 5.2 a carry to Kenneth Gainwell. His long was just 15 yards too. Let him punch it in twice.
Gainwell left side and in for his second touchdown.
12-5 in favor of the Vikings in this series. Know that these two played one playoff game together. Cleveland won the Century Division in 1969. Minnesota won the Central, met to see who would play the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
For the Vikings and their fire-breathing quarterback, there was to be one more magic day against Cleveland in the NFL championship game. After the first 7 minutes, the Vikings were being acclaimed as the new NFL champions. It was a magic day that belonged in great part to a unique quarterback. It was a magic day that belonged, most of all, to 40 men competing as one.
New York Jets at home for Week 5. Their fans taking the Mark Scout route at this point, I assume. If they don't know their team hasn't won yet, they just keep on going back, and then they forget they lose when they go home.
Bursting into the end zone. They fumbled the ball. He got to the end zone. The football didn't. Statement drive by the Jets is spoiled.
They play host to the Dallas Cowboys. Boys fans feeling like they just watched the Seinfeld finale, or maybe the last Game of Thrones. After all that, that's it?
And this one is good, and this one ends in the second highest scoring tie game in NFL history.
At least a 40-40 tie is more like if Selma or Sophia was your sister. Jets defense gets a Cowboys O that cooked up a 40 burger 2 of their last 3 games, too. One against a Giants defense that dominated a 3-0 Chargers team, mind you, and then another versus a Green Bay defense equipped with John Wick that was supposedly going to lead them to a Super Bowl.
Coming back is Tolbert. Did he keep his feet in? Yes, he did.
That is an unbelievable play.
Dak Prescott hits Week 5 off another 300-yard outing. This one sans CD, too. 3 touchdowns, no picks, a 124 rate.
Did Pickens bring that down? Remarkable stuff. He got it. Oh!
So Dak trying to build off his best 2025 showing yet against a Jets secondary that gave up a 110 rate to Tua Tagovailoa in their 4th loss. Not a bunch of yards, but 2 TDs, no picks, have allowed a 109 rate for the year. Only 3 teams have given up higher.
Flips into the end zone for a touchdown.
Gave up 27 points to Miami. That's their low this season. That's 4 straight allowing 27 or more.
Caught back in the end zone. Touchdown, Darren Waller.
Tua threw the ball 25 times. Jets pass rush didn't sack him or even hit him against a Cowboys O-line that only gave up 1 sack versus Micah and company.
And that was a result of protection. He did have time, which allowed all that to happen.
bulk of the yards New York's secondary gave up were to Hill and Jalen Waddle. Get George Pickens next, who looked great in the WR1 role, scoring twice, 134 yards, has a 3-game scoring streak.
For George Pickens, he has been sensational tonight.
Kevontae Turpin only 30 yards week 4. Jalen Tolbert a season-high 61.
Tolbert at the 30, brought down to the 27-yard line.
Tight end Jake Ferguson caught all 7 of his targets for 40 yards.
Dak looking that way, throwing that way. Ferguson, touchdown, Dallas Cowboys.
Javonte Williams still giving them good yards on the ground, too. Scored along with 85 yards, has chipped in 76 plus 3 straight.
Direct snap, Williams in for the touchdown, and the Cowboys will have the lead.
Has a chance to keep it rolling based on New York's play versus Devon Achane, who they gave up 99 yards to on 5 a run, TD mixed in.
Eludes a tackler and scores. Miami does answer.
Seems like the kind of defense the boys can do something against, but can their own defense stop what the Jets have cooking? Only 21 points versus Miami, but hey, you too can look like the 2013 Broncos when you line up across the Dallas Cowboys, who gave up 40 points to Green Bay in that historic tie. 31 plus points allowed 3 straight games, only one team giving up more points per game so far.
Dobbs held on. Touchdown, Green Bay.
Their secondary gave up 337 yards to Jordan Love, 3 touchdowns, no picks, a 118 rate. They've given up the second highest rate in 2025.
And Love, slant, Dobbs, touchdown.
And now they get Justin Fields off a nice second half of football at the very least. Finished with a 111 rate versus Miami, 226 yards, a touchdown, over 8 yards per attempt, no interceptions. Maybe now that he's shaken off the rust, he can keep on trucking.
Fields has time, does not force, checks it underneath.
Dallas's DBs gave up 50-plus yards to tight end Tucker Kraft, 70-plus to running back Josh Jacobs, 50-plus to 2 different Green Bay wideouts, a 145 rate allowed to wide receivers over 4 games, far and away the highest allowed. So cue Garrett Wilson, 82 yards and a TD versus the Finns, 80-plus yards 3 of 4 games.
Launching to the end zone again, jump ball, touchdown.
The young man is absolutely sensational.
Rookie tight end Mason Taylor with 65 yards, his season high.
They fire it across the middle. Mason Taylor, the rookie tight end, who makes a big catch down into the red zone.
Fields did take 2 sacks, lost 19 yards, but how hurried will he be versus a Dallas pass rush that only has 5 sacks on the year, 1 last week on 43 pass attempts.
Love had the ball knocked out. It is loose, and Dallas has it.
Cowboys front also not great versus Green Bay's rush attack, giving up 164 yards on 4.7 a carry, 2 touchdowns.
Terrific finish on the touchdown run.
Did hold Josh Jacobs to 3.9 a carry at least. Fields and Breece Hall up next. Hall, 81 yards on 5.8 per try, his first good game since week 1.
Trying to go right back at it with Breece Hall, who breaks out. Hall, stiff arm.
And Fields, of course, is dangerous when you don't track him down. 43-yard TD, it was crazy. 81 rush yards.
And he's got plenty of room. Justin Fields sprinting, makes a cut, another cut, all the way to the end zone.
Only 13 games between the Star and the Jets. Boys up 8-5. Man, the first go of it in 1971, a little bit of a thrashing.
Against the New York Jets, Thomas's touchdown and the opening kickoff set the tone for a fantastic flurry during the final 3 games. Dallas scored an incredible 125 points in these 3 games and clinched a championship. Using every weapon in their bottomless bag of tricks, the Cowboys overwhelmed the Jets.
Carolina Panthers fans back home week 5 in front of fans who I assume have opted for that severance procedure. They get the streaking Miami Dolphins. A 1-game win streak is considered streaking in South Beach right now.
And the Dolphins do hang on and get their first victory of this season.
Maybe it was Miami's new hope moment. Get the win by saving Leia, lose Obi-Wan while doing it, but then pull off a miraculous comeback with Tyreek providing guidance from the sideline. And maybe it makes Tua harder to figure out, yeah? Tagovailoa finally made it through a game without any interceptions, not many yards in their win over New York, but 2 TD passes, a rate over 110.
See how Tua kind of just feels him, senses him, and throws that ball up over the top?
Miami's offense rounded up 27 points, finished 3 of 4 red zone trips, still could be better on 3rd down, but overall the kind of trip through the park they'd be happy to replicate.
Eludes a tackler and scores! Miami does answer!
Panthers defense has more than just one random shaft that can be exploited too. They let the Patriots convert all 4 of their red zone chances en route to surrendering 35 points, have given up 26 plus points in 3 of their 4 games.
Henderson carries into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown.
Tua trying to keep it going against a secondary that gave up 2 TDs and a whopping 155 rate to Drake May on 14 of 17 passing, only 202 yards, but gave up close to 12 yards per attempt to him.
Hunter Henry inside the 10, down the sideline, touchdown.
But here's the thing, Carolina, even after that debacle, top 10 in rate allowed for the season, had played the pass well enough prior to last week. Their pass rushes performance, on the other hand, fit their body of work. 1 sack for 0 yards, and that sack, just their 2nd on the year, too.
It's really nice when you have that opportunity to have the protection. That's where it all starts.
Tagovailoa, meantime, not sacked once or even hit once by the Jets. That's back-to-back games without getting dropped.
This is a vintage Dolphins play. Everyone's there. It's an easy leak.
Panthers did allow Stephon Diggs to top 100 yards. Jalen Waddle has to trade in the Robin mask for the Batman one now. 48 yards last week. You'd expect him to start piling up the targets as the lead man.
Jalen Waddle got loose, and all of a sudden the explosive pass plays are materializing.
He was the only other Finn other than Tyreek with more than 30 yards last week. Tight end Darren Waller, though, hauling in both of Tua's TD passes, and Devon Achane popped off for 99 yards on the ground, a touchdown, 5 a carry. They'll need that run game to contribute to offset some of Hill's production. He's been good for 5 a run or better in 3 of 4.
Achane, who almost stepped out of a tackle.
That's just such a good run.
Panthers have given up 5.2 yards per carry to running backs in 2025, only 2 teams more generous to the position. Gave up over 4 a run to 3 different Pats running backs, gave up 3 rush TDs as well.
Stevenson has plenty of room inside the 10, and it's 1st and goal Patriots.
Heat pounding has just as much to shore up with its offense too. Down to 18 points per game after only coming up with 13 in their latest loss. Bryce Young, just 150 yards passing, only 5 yards per attempt, hasn't cracked even 6 per attempt in a game yet. 3 of his 4 outings of the forgettable variety.
Extra pressure's picked up, fires, and knocked away.
Threw 36 times and was only sacked once, too. Below average pressure rate faced, held the ball plenty long as well. He does have the kind of secondary to get right against. Dolphins, 125 rate allowed is the highest in the game. Let Justin Fields post a 111 rate, giving up over 8 yards per attempt, no picks, a little over 220 yards.
Launching to the end zone again, jump ball, touchdown!
Their defense overall, at least, hits week 5 off a 21-point venture, only allowed 2 red zone trips and took the ball away 3 times on fumbles.
The ball was knocked loose at the end of the return. They think it's a 3rd Miami takeaway here.
Did give up 65 yards to tight end Mason Taylor, over 80 to Garrett Wilson and a touchdown. Carolina's WR tight end combo, Tommy Tremble and T-Mac. McMillan 62 yards. He's been their target leader every week.
Throws in that direction. McMillan inside the 10, puts a move on Gonzalez.
And Tremble comes off a season-high 48 yards.
For the end zone, open, reaching back and grabbing for a Carolina touchdown. It's Tommy Tremble.
And maybe the Panthers could work a little something on the ground. Chuba Hubbard only 10 attempts last week, but 4.9 per, and he's been 4.3 or better back-to-back games.
Chuba Hubbard will get a 1st down and go out of bounds.
Dolphins didn't handle Fields the runner well or Breece Hall in their win. Gave up over 80 yards to each, over 5 a run to both guys.
Justin Fields all the way to the end zone.
Holy smokes.
Only 8 Panthers-Fins games ever, 6-2 in favor of Miami, first met in 1998. And, made sure it was a nice low bar they set.
The spin and polish Panthers of 2 years ago have long since lost their gleam. And last Sunday, Dan Marino and the Dolphins looked to add another smudge to Carolina's lackluster season. One of the lone bright spots for the Panthers was the great individual effort of tight end Wesley Ball. But the Dolphins' defense stayed after Panthers quarterback Steve Berline.
I think if he scrambles on us, we can run him down. Sack him!
Miami's defense sealed the win with 2 interceptions and 4 sacks. And the Dolphins now have sole possession of first place heading into their crucial Monday night showdown in New England.
Got maybe your best Week 5 action right here. Denver Broncos back to an even Steven record after dismantling Cincinnati last week, hitting the road for a bout with the champs. Philadelphia Eagles still haven't met a team they couldn't beat.
Eagles get pressure, they block it. Sidney Brown's got it. He's going to return it for a touchdown.
Here's what's scary with Philadelphia. What happens when it all comes together this year? 4-0, and they haven't really clicked yet. May need to, facing Denver's defense. Eagles 24 points last week versus Tampa Bay, cracked the 20-yard line 3 times, finished the job each time, 24-plus points in 3 of 4 games.
A little flip out here to Goddard, who's going to walk in for a touchdown.
Now they get Orange Crush 2.0, held Cincinnati to 3 points, 2 for 11 on 3rd down, only let the Bengals make it past the 20 once all game, holding teams to 16 a game, only one team giving up fewer points per game.
And the pass incomplete. Pressure by Jonathan Cooper.
Held Jake Browning to 125 yards, 5 yards per attempt, have held quarterbacks to a sub-80 rate over their 4 contests. Only 2 passing touchdowns, fewest in the league, 3rd lowest completion percentage allowed.
And pressure by those 2 edge guys, Cooper and Bonito.
Okay, well, Jalen Hurts is no Jake Browning. Plus 100 rate versus the Bucs, 2 touchdowns, no picks.
Little flip inside, they're going to get it to Goddard again, who's got 2 of the easiest touchdown receptions you'll ever see.
However, only 130 yards, has finished with less than 155 in 3 of 4 games, under 6.7 yards per attempt in 3 of 4, so not setting the skies on fire. Took 2 sacks to the Bucs, 24 pass attempts, 2+ sacks taken, 3 of his 4 times out.
Can't find anyone. Hurts in trouble. Sacked again.
Pass rush battle is going to be a key. Denver has swarms of QB hunters. They tracked down their prey 3 times versus Cincinnati. Nick Bonito, so pretty, getting Browning 1.5 times. Has 4.5 bags now. John Franklin Myers got him once. They lead the league in QB takedowns with 15 after 4 games.
A sack by John Franklin Myers.
Denver's DBs held T. Higgins and Jamar Chase to less than 35 yards each. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith with less than 35 yards each last week, too. The librarian might hit Great Gatsby again if he doesn't start seeing more action on the field. And Philadelphia needs to track down that deer to help Saquon get it going. 43 week 4 yards, only 2.3 per carry, under 3.4 yards per run, 3 of 4 games now. Did at least score, though they had to make it really easy for him.
They fooled everyone. He walks in. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Denver held Chase Brown to 4 per attempt, only faced 10 attempts though. Flip the coin now. Broncos offense barrels in off a 28-point trip. That's 2 28-point showings in their last 3. 8 for 14 on 3rd down, 3 for 4 in the red zone.
Completes. Sutton, big play. And that's 4 straight 3rd down conversions by the Broncos.
Bo Nix enters this game off a season-high 326 yards. Previous high was just 206. 2 TDs, respectable 7.8 yards per attempt. First game over 7.
Here's a completion. That's Mims. What a throw and catch.
Eagles secondary he faces just gave up 285-plus yards and 2 touchdowns to Baker Mayfield, and they didn't have Mike Evans to worry about. Both touchdowns they gave up, the bomb variety.
Ibuka! He's got it! Touchdown, Tampa!
Gave up 25 points to Tampa when it was over. Also held them to 3 for 13 on 3rd down and only let them inside the 20 twice.
Protected over the middle he goes, and it's in and out of the hands of Ibuka that time.
The 2 long touchdowns they gave up went to running back Bucky Irving and a wide receiver Emeka Ibuka. That was most of the damage though. But the bro man hit running back RJ Harvey for a touchdown. Harvey with 40 receiving yards.
Oh, here's Harvey. All alone, touchdown, Broncos.
Eagles DBs dealing with 3 Denver wideouts who went for 55-plus yards in their latest win. Cortland Sutton, a touchdown and a team-high 81 yards. 3 TDs in 4 games, back-to-back 80-plus yard showings.
He's got it! Touchdown, Denver, what a catch!
Marvin Mims went for 69 yards, also scored on a 16-yard run.
Here's Mims! Touchdown, Broncos!
And Troy Franklin, 55 yards, led the team with 8 targets. He and Bo, Oregon BFFs.
Here's a nice throw and a catch by Franklin.
Eagles pass rush coming after Knicks. 2 sacks of Baker on 40 pass attempts. Hefty 40% pressure rate.
Baker has no chance. He's home free to the QB.
Only 5 sacks all year, though. Trey Hendrickson and company didn't drop Knicks 1 time on 42 pass attempts last week. He only got hit once, has left the office with 1 or fewer sacks 3 of 4 games now.
Harvey out of the backfield, another first down.
And Denver's line opened up lots of holes for their backs week 4. Harvey added 58 rush yards, 4.1 a carry.
Pitch to Harvey, got around 1.
And J.K. Dobbins with 101 on the ground, a nice 6.3 a run, long of 16, so lots of chunky runs without hitting a homer. Dobbins is on a tear, 5.4 per run or better in 3 straight. Started with 63 yards, then 76, then 83, then the 101. That's a good trend.
Is Dobbins. Uh-oh.
Can he make it 4 straight games with more yards than the week before? Philadelphia 4.2 given up to Bucky Irving, and they've allowed 4.8 per overall. They held Rachaad White to 2.8 a run, the Bucks to 4 per.
Tries to test that right side. Eagles up to the task. Ringo's there. He's got help, and he's going to lose a couple yards.
Philadelphia up 9-5 on the Broncos overall. Game number 1 between them, 1971, and it went down to the wire.
Next came the Denver Broncos, a team ripe for the Eagles' second bite into sweet victory. The offense scored just 1 lone touchdown. Defense was the catalyst of Eagles celebration, and defense was the mighty right arm that preserved win number 2.
Cincinnati Bengals at home week 5, trying to get off the slip and slide that has them on a 2-game skid. Won't be easy with the Detroit Lions in town, who just took on the world's supposed greatest defense. Wasn't so great looking after one pride got done with them.
St. Brown to the end zone, touchdown!
Lions come trucking in on a 3-game win streak that has them back on their throne as kings of the NFC North. Offense, Cincinnati's trying to stop, put up 27 points on the vaunted Browns D, got 7 on a punt return too. They've scored 27 or more on their current mini streak.
1 man to beat, it's the punt for Mayorkas! Touchdown, Khalif Raymond!
They can beat teams so many different ways. Sonic and Amon-Ra led the charge last week in honor of substitute Garvey. St. Brown is Detroit's TD leader guy after scoring twice versus Cleveland, has 6 paint jobs on the year, 70-plus yards now in 3 straight games.
Goff finds a wide open Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Jared Goff enters off kind of a ho-hum encounter, sub-90 rate, threw a pick, not many yards, but keeps making the important throws along the way.
It's too easy for Jared Goff.
Hasn't piled up big yards in most of their games. Maybe versus Cincinnati. They just gave up over 325 yards to Bo Nix, 2 touchdowns, allowing 260-plus passing yards per game. Only 2 teams giving up more.
Nix, end zone, Sutton, he's got it!
Bengals gave up 28 points to Denver, which brought their season average down to 29 per game, 27-plus points allowed in 3 straight.
Here's Harvey. All alone, touchdown.
Lopsided battle in the trenches, on paper at least. Cincinnati didn't sack Nix once last week, only hit him once, only have 6 bags all year. Goff hasn't been dropped once in 3 straight games. Myles Garrett and company unable to get to him on 27 tries.
Goff over the middle, it's complete into Browns territory.
Cincinnati's DBs gave up 55-plus yards to 3 different Broncos wide receivers. That bodes well for Amon-Ra and Jameson Williams, who scratched out 40 yards versus Cleveland.
Jameson Williams, Lions first down.
Sam Laporta, 39 yards a week ago. Jahmyr Gibbs, just 6, but 91 on the ground, a touchdown, a nice 6.1 per run. He's looked especially good 2 of their last 3 bouts, has scored in 3 straight.
To the end zone, touchdown!
David Montgomery comes off a quiet game after a big week 3. Quiet describes Cincinnati's entire offense, from 10 points week 3 to just 3 last week, 2 for 11 on 3rd down, only made it past the 20 once all game.
Good snap, good hold, good kick.
Anyone have one of those Star Trek walkie-talkie things? Can someone maybe try and get a hold of Captain Kirk? Jake Browning hits week 5 trending in the wrong direction. 125 passing yards, only 5 yards per attempt, a 69 rate, has been sub-70 in all 3 of his appearances.
He's able to complete.
It's not like Browning has an easy path to a good game either. Detroit handled a Browning type with ease week 4. Grayer version, but they held Joe Flacco to a 39 rate by picking him off twice. No touchdowns. Held Cleveland to 10 points, 3 for 14 on 3rd down.
It's DJ Reed!
Detroit faithful did have to hold their breath for a brief moment in their latest win when Hutch pulled a Gandalf. No, he can't be. Oh, wait, nope, he's fine. And maybe now he's Hutchinson the White. He popped back up, finished with 2 of Detroit's 3 sacks of Flacco.
Flacco is hit. Ball comes loose. And it's recovered by the Lions.
They now have 14 bags on the year, 2nd most in the NFL. Only Denver has more, which is who sacked Browning 3 times a week ago. Browning has had face to grass 3 times back-to-back weeks.
Browning is sacked by Bonito.
Bengals at this point feeling like they have 2 Lambos in the garage with Mr. Bean trying to drive them. T. Higgins and Jamar Chase left work last week with less than 35 yards each.
There's Chase, nice catch.
And tough sledding ahead when they run. Chase Brown 40 yards on 10 attempts versus Denver. Detroit held Quinshon Judkins under 4 per, holding runners to 3.7 a carry overall.
3rd down and 2. This time it's Judkins.
Battle of the Big Cats has gone down 13 times. Cincinnati up 10-3, having won the last 7 games between them. 1998, probably the best show they put on.
Unfazed by a Week 1 loss, the Bengals roared into the Lions' den, baring their claws. Rookie Takeo Spikes and the defense stymied Barry's boys, and the offense exploded.
Pickens left, backs in the eye. O'Donnell drops straight to pass, under pressure, throws long downfield, upfield to Scott. Scott catches in stride, and he will go all the way at the 10, 5, touchdown, Cincinnati.
Corey Dillon played through a twisted knee and rambled for his 2nd touchdown of the young season.
Dillon right up the middle, the left side. He's the 15 to the 10, race to the end zone to the 5, dives, touchdown, Cincinnati. Corey Dillon not showing any ill effects of that bad knee right there.
Held the lead until a late Lions touchdown pushed the game into overtime. Only 2 minutes more were needed.
Keep your eye on Sanders, but Mitchell will throw. And to the left side, intercepted by Corey Sawyer at the 50. 45 down the sideline, cuts back in at the 20. He's at the 15, the 10, the 5. The Bengals win the game. Corey Sawyer with an interception. return of some 55 yards, and the Bengals have won the game. How do you do?
Corey Sawyer score lifted the Bengals to their first win with a swift blow characteristic of the defense in '98.
Baltimore Ravens limp into Week 5 in more ways than one, trying to avoid an even worse start that would really steepen the hill the rest of the way. Taking on Houston's defense is a climb in and of itself, though. Texans on the board after pitching a shutout.
More ground, more pound, the cutback! Woody Marks!
So, both teams, 1-3, only 12 teams since 1990, or 7%, have started 1-4 and made the playoffs. C.J. Stroud working off his first A-grade level outing, a 125 rate, 2 TDs, no INTs versus Tennessee, over 230 yards, over 8 yards per attempt, all the good stuff.
Stroud going deep, in stride, caught by Collins!
So the Ravens getting Houston off its best offensive output, 26 points, first time over 20 this year.
Stroud going deep, got a man in the end zone, touchdown!
You can point to it being against the winless Titans, but the Ravens only have one win, and their defense gave up 37 points to a Chiefs offense that was mostly ineffective until they played them. 37 plus points allowed in 3 of 4 games.
Touchdown, Hollywood Brown!
Baltimore's defense having to rely on a number of backups. Corners Marlon Humphrey and Nate Wiggins both left last week hurt, as did stud linebacker Roquan Smith, so have to watch to see who is healthy enough to go this week. Their secondary made Patrick Mahomes look great again, gave up 4 TDs and 270 yards to him. Only one team has allowed more passing yards per game so far.
And a Kansas City touchdown.
Main guy Ravens struggled with in their loss to Kansas City, Xavier Worthy, who got him for 80-plus receiving yards and 38 rush yards. They've given up 6 touchdowns to wideouts and a 105 rate to the position. No bueno. Unless you're Nico Collins, then you like hearing that. 79 yards in their win over Tennessee, 79-plus back-to-back games.
And Nico has the first down.
Only one other pass catcher last week with more than 30 yards for Houston, Woody Marks, 50 receiving yards and a score.
Marks has it into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston.
Stroud only took 2 sacks for 9 yards, faced pressure less than 30% of the time. He'd take that every week based on what he's gone through. Ravens, just 1 6-yard sack of Mahomes. Their pass rush also missing dudes. Their front at least played KC's backs well enough, held Kareem Hunt to 2.6 a run, held Kansas City to 3.7 a carry.
Got decked about a yard past the line of scrimmage.
Baltimore allowing backs 4.9 a run on the year. Woody left his marks on more than the passing game, went for 69 yards and a rush TD.
Woody Marks, second touchdown of the game.
Nick Chubb, too, 47 yards last week, just 3.6 per, though. Stopping the run, usually the afterthought with Houston's offense. Not so with the Ravens, and when they ran a week ago, they did it well. Justice Hill escaped for a 71-yard TD.
Look at Hill take off, and he takes it the distance.
Derrick Henry, 5.3 a run, only 8 carries.
Derrick Henry dives all the way down to the Kansas City 43-yard line.
And Lamar, 8 yards per carry on his 6 jaunts.
Dash for the first down marker, and he got it.
None of that produced much, though, as they sort of bailed on the ground game and started to chase points through the air. Offense comes in off a 20-point showing. First game, they didn't hit for 30-plus, just 3 for 10 on third down last week.
Able to drive back and pick up the first.
Jackson having to rebound from his first dud of the year. If he plays, if he's out, it's Cooper Rush time. 147 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, sub-90 rate after starting the season with 3 straight 128-plus rate type games.
And the pass is intercepted.
Cam Ward is not Lamar. Still, Houston's defense is flexing after shutting out Tennessee. Donuts are tough to get your hands on in the NFL no matter who you play, and they haven't given up more than 21 points in a game yet.
And the defense, well, right now speaking for itself.
They held Ward to 108 through the air, a lowly 4.2 per attempt picked him off a 35 rating. They're sitting on a 75 rate now, third lowest after 4 games.
And the Texans get the takeaway.
Not a single Titan left the game with 50 receiving yards. Only 2 Ravens hit 40 versus Kansas City. Mark Andrews just 38. Hill caught a TD as well as his TD run, 40 receiving yards.
To Hill, and he's in for the touchdown.
D-Hop, 0 yards. Rashad Bateman held to 24. Zay Flowers, their leader, with 74.
Lamar stepping up and completing the pass. Down to Flowers.
Texans pass rush duo. Will Anderson didn't make it home versus Tennessee. Daniil hunted down Ward twice, though. 46% pressure rate is more than bothersome, too.
In trouble, and down he goes. Sacked by Daniil Hunter.
As to Houston's ability to stop him and Henry along the ground, Ward ran twice on them for 22 yards. Tony Pollard went for 64 yards against him, 4.6 per carry.
Big bolt for Tony Pollard, staying on his feet out near midfield.
Hard to say a team played the run horribly, only giving up 82 yards, though. Ravens have owned the Texans both lately and overall. They've won the last 6 in a row, 13-2 against them in the big picture, so let's be kind and revisit Houston's first win over the Ravens back in 2012.
5 to Houston, 42, Flacco throws right side, batted down, the SWAT team at it again.
Don't even attempt to throw his way. I think he makes that big of an impact.
Flacco under center, back to pass, right side, batted and picked, off to the races, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Jonathan Joseph with the pick 6. Texans knocking on the door. Matt fakes the give, throws to the end zone, diving catch, touchdown Texans.
With 4 sacks, including 2 by defensive end Antonio Smith, Houston held the eventual Super Bowl champions to 176 yards of offense and improved to 6-1.
Las Vegas Raiders head east Week 5. They were pretty sure that whole blocked field goal thing was just a Week 3 thing. Guess there was just one left.
The kick is blocked. Unbelievable.
Both them and their foes trying to rebound from a loss. They are in Indianapolis taking on a Colts squad that failed to come out victorious for the first time this year.
Jones heaves it for Pittman on the sideline. Intercepted!
Indy still 3-1. Raiders now 1-3 and trying to get rid of that sick feeling. Shoe fans knew the 4th installment of Indiana Jones wasn't good, and it wasn't good for Daniel either. Hits Week 5 off his first Rotten Tomato outing as a Colt, an 80 rate with 2 picks.
He's going up top, looking downfield for Adonai Mitchell, and it's intercepted.
In turn, Raiders defense gets a Colts offense that only managed 20 points after being good for 29 plus the first 3 weeks.
Pressure, but it gets to Jones. The ball pops out, stripped out by Verse.
The defense they want to get back on track against gave up 25 points to Chicago, which does make 25 points allowed back-to-back games.
Williams slings it over the middle, caught Odunze.
But DJ and company are not facing a soft defense, held Chicago to 1 for 4 in the red zone, held Caleb Williams to 5.7 yards per attempt, 1 touchdown, while picking him off, held him to a 73 rate.
Williams batted up in the air, and it is picked. Crosby
That showing only got their rating allowed for the year to 93, so hasn't been lights out every week. Gave up 69 yards and a touchdown to Rome Odunze. Jones ended up piling up 260-plus yards versus the Rams. Josh Downs, 24 yards. Michael Pittman saw 10 targets, 4 more than anyone else. 41 yards and a touchdown. That's 3 TDs in 4 shifts worked.
Jones to the end zone, caught for the touchdown by Michael Pittman.
Tyler Warren went for 70 yards. 3rd time in 4 games he's hit that many or more. He ran for a TD too.
Hands to Warren. Warren barrels inside the 2. It's a touchdown.
And Adonai Mitchell, 96 yards, a 75-yarder, his first big 2025 game.
Oh, what a catch! Adonai Mitchell down the sideline, turning on the speed.
I know, the Homer Simpson dope followed. That stung. Jones took 2 sacks on 33 pass attempts, lost 14 yards, kind of thing they can live with. Raiders pass rush only nabbed Caleb once on 37 opportunities. Max Crosby with 3 tackles for loss and his typical relentless pressure. Raiders with a nice 8 TFLs. They held DeAndre Swift to 38 yards on a measly 2.7 a run.
That Raiders front was not fooled. Max Crosby making first contact.
If they can do that to Swift, why not to JT? Jonathan Taylor, harder to stop in the NFL world. 76 yards on 17 attempts versus the Rams. That's 4.5 per. 70-plus yards every game. 4.5 or better in his last 3.
Punishing run for Jonathan Taylor.
Vegas isn't dissatisfied with their defensive play, though, primarily because their offense turned the ball over 4 times and went 2 for 8 on 3rd down in their loss to the Bears.
Geno delivers. Myers first down, Vegas.
Raiders need more Seattle Smith than Geno the Jet this week. 2 touchdowns to a running back doesn't outweigh 3 interceptions. Smith only able to muster 119 passing yards, a 73 rate, only 5.6 yards per attempt, 4 games, 2-3 INT showings so far.
Geno over the middle, and that's picked.
Indianapolis's secondary is rebound material if they can't fix some things. Gave up 375 yards and 3 touchdowns to Matthew Stafford, a 123 rate.
Stafford with time to the sideline for Davante Adams at the 30.
They hadn't struggled versus the pass like that prior, but 27 points allowed makes 2 of their last 3 where they gave up 27 plus.
Stafford into the end zone. Davante Adams!
Colts secondary is doing some soul searching. A touchdown allowed to Tutu Atwell. It was an 88-yarder. A touchdown and 56 yards allowed to Davante Adams, and holy bajoli, 170 and a touchdown allowed to Puka Nacua, all wideouts. Raiders' top wide receiver, Jacoby Myers, only 30 yards versus Chicago. Trey Tucker went from 145 and 3 touchdowns week 3 to 13 yards week 4. Their top guy in that loss, Brock Bowers, with a pedestrian 46 yards.
Bowers has a couple of lead blockers. He's got a convoy, and Bowers gets on the plus side of the field.
Wasn't that Geno dealt with much pressure either. 0 sacks taken on 21 pass attempts, only pressured 25% of the time. Colts did sack Stafford 3 times. 9 QB hits is good stuff.
Pressure coming. He's in trouble. Down he goes.
That same front didn't play Kyron Williams well, though. 77 yards allowed on 5.9 a carry, and his long was just 11 yards.
On first down, Kyron Williams into the secondary.
Did hold the previously hot Blake Corum to 2.3 a run on 9 tries. Now they get Ashton Genty trying to build off his breakout showing in the NFL. Rewarded fantasy owners who were patient by catching 2 TD passes and breaking off a 64-yard TD run, 138 total yards, 6.6 a carry.
The rookie, 64 yards, touchdown.
And Raheem Mostert, 62 yards on just 4 tries, broke a 37-yarder. This is the Raiders-Colts rubber match. The series tied at 11. How about this for the first ever hookup? Winner goes to the Super Bowl 1970 season.
Almost immediately, the high-powered Oakland attack felt the full pressure of the Colt defense. There were enough completions to give the Raiders one of their worst days in years. Baltimore defeated Oakland 27-17. and became the first champion of the American Football Conference.
New Orleans Saints at home for Week 5 gave Buffalo a scare, but nonetheless, still a team with no wins. They get the perfect 1-0 Jackson Dart Giants.
Dart, shovel pass, caught, that's touchdown, Theo Johnson. And Dart with his first touchdown pass in his career.
Man, very uncool. Watching the Giants last week was like watching A New Hope all over again. Han, Chewie, Luke add Princess Leia to the action, and then all of a sudden, Obi-Wan is gone. So Jackson has to try and throw his darts to guys not named Malik Neighbors in this one. Dart didn't put up big yards in his debut, but no picks, 1 TD, a nice 96 rating. An offense that had been held under 10 twice, mustered 21 points at least, and got the win.
On the fly and the throw, caught. That's a first down.
The defense he will try and hit a few bullseyes against just faced Josh Allen, who they did pick off, but also gave up 2 TDs to him, a plus 110 rate on 9.5 yards per attempt, 31 points allowed on defense, which is at least what everyone gives up to Buffalo, I suppose.
Allen, wide open, Kincaid, touchdown!
Gave up a 28-yard TD to tight end Dalton Kincaid, 45 yards to Keon Coleman, 69 yards and a 43-yard TD to Khalil Shakir. As mentioned, won't have to worry about Neighbors. Wan'Dale Robinson only 14 yards on 5 targets versus LA. Darius Slayton led the team with 44 yards.
Look at him slice his way for the first down with a spin.
Dart's youth did lead to a number of sessions with the grass. He got sacked 5 times on just 20 pass attempts. The team gave up a 6er overall.
They come through with Aboigi, and he gets up 6 sacks by the Chargers.
Brian Brissy, Carl Granderson, and Cameron Jordan can work with that, I imagine. Each bagged Allen once. He only passed 22 times, too.
But Allen is taken down. Brian Brissy.
That front has to work on stopping runners this week, though. Gave up 165 rush yards to Buffalo on 5.2 a carry, 2 rushing TDs allowed.
Here's Cook. James Cook is in for a touchdown.
They allowed James Cook to rake 117 yards and a touchdown, 5.3 a pop. Allen, 45 rush yards, a TD, 6.4 a jaunt. Dart is a runner, 54 yards on the ground, 5.4 per, and he scored.
He'll take it in, his first career touchdown, and the Giants on top.
Cam Scadaboo, 79 yards down low.
Scadaboo will take it up the middle, by midfield, and down to the 40-yard line.
New York's defense welcomed the help it got from its offense, even if it wasn't a massive assist. They believe they can hold things close most weeks. Held Washington to 21, Kansas City to 22, held the Chargers to 18, 4 for 12 on 3rd down, only allowed them in the red zone once.
Spins him, but he got the pass away. It's incomplete. Great coverage on the play by Phillips, but Carter blew it up.
Spencer Rattler faces a secondary that held Justin Herbert to 203 yards on just 5 yards per attempt, 1 touchdown against 2 interceptions, a 57 rate. They've held quarterbacks to a sub-85 rate for the year, just that 1 dud versus Dak.
It's picked off! Intercepted by Phillips.
Rattler comes in off a gritty performance, you might say, but in the end just didn't generate much through the air. 126 yards, only 4.7 per attempt. He's finished under 6.2, which isn't high, 3 of 4 games. His personal losing streak to start his career, now at 10.
Inaccurate on that throw. Wide open. Put the ball out there in the right spot for him, and he's okay.
No shock, the Giants defense then, squaring off with the Saints offense, only able to muster 19 points versus Buffalo, haven't hit 22 once yet.
Rattler pump fake and hit as he throws, bounces one.
Not many Saints pass catchers working with mojo. Chris Olave, 6 targets, only 20 yards in their last loss. Brandon Cooks, 22 yards. Juwan Johnson, 28. Rashid Shaheed led the way with 47.
And Rattler on time with that pass to midfield. Shaheed.
The trench battle is big here. New York's pass rush barrels in off a 2-sack back-to-back 12 QB hit adventure. Mr. Burns, a sack last week. Brian's streak at 4, most excellent. Kayvon Thibodeau made it home once, had 3 of New York's fatty 12 QB hits. Pressured Herbert 47% of the time. That's huge.
Yeah, Carter has done the job generating the most quarterback pressures so far among rookies in the NFL.
Burns could easily make it 5 games straight, being Rattler was planted 3 times on 27 pass attempts by Bills QB hunters.
Rattler lost the football, and Vanessa got him!
On the ground, Alvin Kamara, 70 yards versus Buffalo, healthy 4.7 a try, has popped at 4.7 in 2 of their last 3.
Hand off to Kamara, he's got an opening, and Kamara picks up a first down.
And Rattler with 49 rush yards, over 8 per escape.
Rattler, pressure coming, Rattler steps up again, and he's got room to run.
The Giants' front let Herbert break away for a 24-yard run, only faced 13 rush attempts versus LA, gave up a 54-yard TD to Amarian Hampton, over 125 allowed to him.
And look at the run by the rookie Hampton. He'll take it in for the touchdown.
G-Men up by 1 versus NOLA all-time, never met in the playoffs. Maybe this week's game will be like that 2015 game. They could put on a show like the one Eli and Breeze put on. If Lloyd Christmas had a shot at Mary Swanson, then Saints-Giants do too.
Still looking. Now throws one back into the end zone. Caught for Harris. Touchdown Giants. Manning's 6th touchdown pass of the day.
Drew Brees ties an NFL record with his 7th touchdown pass today.
While the quarterbacks were supplying the fireworks, it was a kicker that stole the show.
And here comes Kai Forbath to attempt his first field goal as a Saint. Ball is on the way, plenty of leg, and it is, you heard it, it's good!
Tampa Bay Buccaneers swashbuckle off to the Northwest. After tasting defeat for the first time, they are in Seattle to take on the high-flying Seahawks. 12s feeling overlooked, underrated, but loving it. Just makes the chip on their shoulder that much crunchier.
From 52, the kick wobbles, but makes it through. And the Seahawks win it at the gun.
Bucs defense kind of beat up at this stage, trying to cool off Sammy D, who hits Week 5 on a nice 2-game run. Darnold seems to be getting more comfy in his new digs and his new offense. 240-plus yards versus Arizona, a touchdown, no picks, over 9 yards per attempt for a nice 111 rate, back-to-back games with a 100-plus rate.
Man open, caught, touchdown. A.J. Barner, the tight end.
Seattle's offense rolls in off 23 Week 4 points. Against a pretty tough defense, they've cracked the Jordan barrier 3 straight games.
Keep it on the ground. And does he get in? Yes, with that second effort. Zach Charbonnet.
Now they try and keep it going against a Bucs defense that sustained a lot of injuries in their loss to Philadelphia, so keep an eye on that this week. They're showing up to Week 5 off a mixed bag showing. Some tricks, some treats, gave up 24 of the 31 points the team allowed, gave up a rate over 100 to Jalen Hurts, 2 touchdowns, didn't pick him off.
A little flip out here to Goddard, who's going to walk in for a touchdown.
Now on the flip, they only gave up 130 yards to Hurts through the air. Vita Vea gobbled him up twice. They made 11 TFLs. That's a big digit, man. And they held Saquon Barkley to 2.3 a carry, just 43 yards.
Barkley gets swarmed right away. What a play that was that time.
They gave up those 2 little pitch touchdowns to Dallas Goedert, but only 37 yards. Held A.J. Brown to 7, Devontae Smith to 29. Sam's Club has lots of members. He hit 7 guys for 10-plus yard passes last week. Top concern for Tampa Bay's DBs when Darnold turns on the JSN network. Every episode of the Jackson Smith and Jigba show has been good for 79-plus yards so far.
What's better, the throw or the stutter and go? What a route by Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Cooper Kupp, just 26 yards, had that 90-yard week 2, but fewer than 32 yards in 3 of 4. Hawks tight end Arroyo Barner combo meal. AJ scored along with 32 yards. Elijah hauled in 2 balls for 44.
Deep throw is going to be hauled in. Elijah Arroyo.
Hawks run game. Zach Charbonnet scored last week, 39 grind yards. Kenneth Walker, looking to get off the divorced parents schedule, 81 yards, 4.3 a carry versus Arizona, 81 plus yards, 2 of his last 3 games.
Keep it on the ground. Walker around the right side with a burst.
Seattle wants to see him more than every other week. Darnold took 3 sacks in their win.
Darnold got clipped from behind by Josh Sweat.
This is an ongoing convo with Seattle's faithful. He was getting rid of the ball on the fast side the first 2 weeks, 2.7 seconds from snap to throw week 4, 2.8 week 3, both 100-plus rate games. His newly found success last year was partially tied to his willingness to take a few sacks in exchange for more big splash plays.
Darnold deep on first down. Smith and Jigba reels it in.
His counterpart, the Baker man, he knows about splash plays. Mayfield Magic, finally unable to pull a rabbit out of the hat at the end versus Philadelphia, must have grabbed Bullwinkles.
And now he's thinking make a play, and there's just no play to be made.
Tampa's offense last week, 3 for 13 on 3rd down. Same time, Mayfield goes after Seattle after throwing for 280-plus yards, 2 bomb touchdowns. Offense accounted for 23 points at least, which they've been good for 3 of 4.
Beauty of a pass, and he's going to go all the way. Bucky Irving, touchdown.
Won't be easy to put up 23-plus on Seattle. Hawks defense, getting healthier by the week, added a spoonful of love back to their recipe last week, which was already plenty tasty. Less than 21 points allowed in all 4 games after holding Arizona to 20 a week ago.
And intercepted. Harrison couldn't hold on, and they got Ernest Jones with the pick.
Hawks pass rush, a thirsty bunch. Shared a 6er in the desert. Leonard Williams chugged down 1.5. Uchenna and Nwosu slammed 2, gave them 12 sacks on the year.
Extra pressure. Murray trying to escape. He cannot.
Mayfield got left tackle Tristan Wirfs back, but he did take 2 sacks and faced a hefty 40% pressure rate.
Baker has no chance. He's home free to the QB.
Baker, looking at one of the toughest teams to pass on, especially with Witherspoon and Love back in the fold, held Kyler Murray to 200 yards under 5 yards per attempt, picked off 2 of his passes, wanted the game to be entertaining for the rest of us, so gave 1 back, held him to a low 70s rate, holding quarterbacks to a mid-70s rate over 4 games with a fat 7 INTs.
And it's almost picked. That time Julian Love is there.
Gave up 52 yards to tight end Trey McBride, have allowed a 100-plus rate to that position so far, 66 yards and that late TD given up to Marvin Harrison, but 6 of their 7 picks were on passes to wideouts. Baker targeted wide receivers the most last week. 10 went to Chris Godwin, welcome back, only 26 yards. 10 went to Emeka Ibuka, 101 yards and a 77-yard TD.
Going deep, has a man, Ibuka! He's got it! Touchdown, Tampa from 77.
Tight end Cade Otton, only 9 yards. Sterling Shepard, just 14. Running back Rachaad White, 29, plus 17 on the ground. Running back Bucky Irving also went for 100-plus receiving yards, plus change on a 72-yard pass. Added 63 rush yards on 4.2 an attempt.
And then makes Ringo miss, and then makes Bond miss. He's so twitchy, man. He's on the balls of his feet.
Seattle would like to tighten up some things along the ground. 41 rush yards allowed to Murray on over 8 a run, giving up 5.5 a carry to quarterbacks now. Gave up over 5 per to Arizona.
To the outside, a lot of room, and a first down here.
Only gave up 89 rush yards overall, though. They can live with that. Bucks Hawks hit the NFL scene together in 1976 and played each other that first year. Looked like a game between 2 expansion teams.
And their eventual meeting took on great significance for both. Then from the 15, the Seahawks registered the game's first 6-pointer on a storybook pass to Sam McCullum. But with the championship of Expansion 76 hanging in the balance, Seattle's defensive unit put together a memorable game-winning effort. Though you may not see it from this angle, Curtis got a hand on the field goal try. The ball flooded harmlessly toward the uprights and came to rest well short of its mark as the Seahawks won their first regular season NFL contest.
Tennessee Titans head west this week, hoping Week 4 was the bottom of the barrel. Hard to sink lower at this point. They are in Arizona. This is a big game for the Cards as they find themselves at a fork in the road.
From 52, the kick wobbles, but makes it through. And the Seahawks win it at the gun.
Arizona trying to snap a 2-game losing streak that has them back at the 500 mark, taking on a team with a donut in the win column and one that just ate a donut on the scoreboard, have yet to leave a game with 21. Tennessee 2 for 11 on third down last week. Not many teams worse moving the sticks after 4 games. Didn't make it into the red zone a single time versus the Texans.
Into the belly of Chestnut and he'll go nowhere. And it's fourth down.
Really did not like that call.
Homer Simpson might enjoy all those pastries, but Tighten Up does not in this case. Cam Ward stumbles in like he was hanging at Moe's too late into the night, talking ball with Barney. 108 yards versus Houston, only 4.2 yards per attempt. Why pass at all when your run game averaged more per carry? No touchdowns, 1 interception, a 35 rate.
And off the ricochet, it's intercepted. And a tough break for the Titans.
His counterpart also looking for a boost, not that big a boost though. Zona looking for more consistency from Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison really, and in turn the offense. Murray threw 2 TDs and he and Harrison did come through late.
Murray to the end zone, reaching up, Harrison has it. Touchdown.
Harrison, though, caused one of 2 Murray INTs. Murray only threw for 200 yards. He's only put up more than that once in 4 games, less than 5.7 yards per attempt in 3 of 4 games. Offense only good for more than 21 points once in their 4 goes of it.
Fires over the middle, it's picked at the 32-yard line.
Their O also trying to shake off a sixer. Murray dropped 6 times by Seattle. Guard Isaiah Adams and right tackle Jonah Williams each gave up 2, and it was the second time they've surrendered 5+ this year.
Extra pressure. Murray trying to escape. He cannot.
Peter Griffin is like, shake off a sixer. That's just how you wash down your lunch. Drink responsibly, kids, not like cartoon characters. The Tennessee defense Murray draws next, already feeling overworked after a quarter of the season, held Houston to 6 last week until tiring out of the upstream paddle in the 4th and ended up allowing 26 points.
Stroud going deep. It's got a man in the end zone. Touchdown.
Regardless of effort or talent, Titans opponents have left the field with 26+ points in 3 straight now. They only sacked CJ Stroud twice for 9 yards on 28 pass attempts, over 230 yards allowed, 2 touchdowns, over 8 yards per attempt, a 125 rate given up, all to a guy who had struggled until he played them.
I mean, that is unacceptable. 2nd and 33, and you let their best receiver just run right past you.
Gave up 50 receiving yards and a touchdown to running back Woody Marks, 79 yards to Nico Collins. Murray's pals, Harrison and Trey McBride, ate up 21 of Murray's 41 targets. Greg Dortch saw 5, just 35 yards. Michael Wilson, just 15 yards. Harrison comes in off an up and down showing, 6 catches, 66 yards in that score.
Give him the chance. Let him use his body.
18 yards, 1st and goal.
McBride, 52 yards, led the team with 11 targets, has clocked out with 43 to 78 yards per shift so far.
And there's the main man, McBride, picks up enough for the 1st down.
Running back Trey Benson caught 5 passes in his first start in James Conner's wake. Only 8 rush attempts. He did hit at 4.4 a carry at least.
And a 1st down here for Trey Benson.
Titans have to watch out for Murray, of course, 8.2 per jaunt versus Seattle, 41 rush yards, 30-plus rush yards each time out this year.
Shows his speed down the sideline he goes.
Tennessee's play versus the run, 69 yards and a TD on 4.1 a carry to Marks, held Nick Chubb to 3.7, held the Titans to 3.7.
Marks will not get there. Jeffrey Simmons once again.
So now to the defense Ward is trying to break out against. The Cardinals gave up a season-high 23 points to Seattle. They don't believe they have a D problem though, so no need to sign them up for hymns. Just sign them up for a little more help from their O, holding teams to 18.5 points per game after 4 weeks, have spent a lot of time on the field each game.
Sets up a screen, but a great tackle is made there at the 44-yard line. Calais Campbell.
Ward's line doing battle with the Cards front that enters off a 3-bag shopping trip. Calais Campbell won, Darius Robinson won, Josh Sweat won. He now has 1 in 3 straight. Arizona hasn't blitzed much, 8 QB takedowns for the season.
Darnold got clipped from behind by Josh Sweat.
Ward threw 26 times, took 2 sacks for 15 yards, but he faced pressure 46% of the time. That's a lot. Like, he's faced it 44% of the time for the year. Only one team's QB has faced more.
Loss of 8 on the play.
He does get a Cardinals secondary looking to rebound, gave up over 240 yards to Sam Darnold, a plus 110 rate, over 9 yards per attempt, had played the pass better prior, so looking for a return to form.
Darnold to the sideline, caught, and getting out of bounds, Smith and Jigba.
They gave up 79 yards to Jackson Smith and Jigba. Corner Max Melton gave up 79 yards. Overall, holding wideouts to a low 80s rate, though. Now they take on Calvin Ridley, 30 yards versus Houston. Rookie Elik Ayumanor made another nifty catch on a nice Elway throw by Ward, saw a team-high 7 targets.
Slings it downfield, and it's caught at the 30-yard line by Elik Ayumanor.
Ward ran for 22 yards. Tony Pollard, 64 on a nice 4.6, has done so 2 of his last 3 games.
Big bolt for Tony Pollard, staying on his feet out near midfield.
Pollard and Ward versus an Arizona rush defense that gave up 10-plus yard runs to 4 different Seattle guys, let Darnold slip away for a 24-yarder, gave up 81 yards on 4.4 run to Kenneth Walker in their loss on 4.3 yards per rush, allowed over 150 rush yards overall in that game.
Walker around the right side with a burst.
12 games between the Titans, Oilers, and the Cardinals. Arizona has won the last 3 straight, won the very first time they ever met in 1972, and boy, how.
Larry Stallings, number 67, had one of his strongest days, and rookie linebacker Don Parrish symbolized the hustling defense with this interception return. John Rowland picked up his first touchdown of the year, and John Gilliam hauled in a 46-yard pass from Jim Hart to give St. Louis a 17-0 halftime lead over the Oilers. The offense exploded in the second half, and their final score came on a revenge pass from former Oiler Pete Beathard to Dave Williams. The Big Red had a 44-0 win and the first of a string of shutouts.
Got one team that has some things to figure out on defense. Washington Commanders heading west, hoping to get back over 500, facing a team that's looking to recharge its offense. LA dropping their first game of the year last week in a bit of a shocker.
Grabbed by Flott, brought down there. They can't stop the clock, and the Giants have won.
So now the Chargers look to prove their loss to the Giants was just a fluke. They are expecting to face Jaden Daniels in this one. He's supposed to return from his leg injury. Have to wait and see if Terry McLaurin can go. He missed last week as well. Commanders know they are taking on Justin Herbert. He's trying to snap out of what is now a 2-game funk. Only mustered 203 yards, just 5 yards per attempt, a sub-60 rate, threw 2 picks versus the Giants. That's back-to-back pick games and sub-77 rate games.
Batted down, picked off, look who's got it, the big man.
Bolts offense only able to score 18 points in their Week 4 loss. 4 for 12 on third down, only made it inside the 20 once.
It's picked off! 2 interceptions thrown by quarterback Justin Herbert.
Chargers offense at 22 points per game so far, but Herbert draws a Washington secondary that just helped Michael Penix look like he belongs. Gave up over 300 yards to him, a 126 rate, 12 yards per attempt, 2 touchdowns, basically gave up a career best outing to him.
Flip it, catch made, Pitts, touchdown, Falcons!
Commanders defense giving up 34 points to an offense that hadn't cracked 23, 6 for 12 on third down, 4 for 6 in the red zone, have allowed at least 24 points in 3 straight.
And Algier is trying to slice, and he does! Oh, he's dishing out punishment!
1 6-yard sack on 26 pass attempts, only 2 QB hits. Herbert only took 2 sacks, but he got hit a whopping 12 times. He was pressured 47% of the time, that's fat. Losing Joe Alt at left tackle didn't help matters either.
Herbert, here's the pressure. Down he goes! Brian Burns! Big time sack!
Washington's DBs have to play the playmakers better. 70 yards and a touchdown allowed to Kyle Pitts, 106 receiving yards allowed to Bijan Robinson, 110 to Drake London and a TD. They've given up a 110 rate to wideouts so far. LA's Keenan Allen, just 37 Week 4 yards. Quentin Johnston, the big earner once again, 98 yards and a score, now has 4 games with 71 plus yards and TDs in 3 of 4.
Downfield caught, 5 touchdown! Johnston, 36-yard touchdown pass.
Washington also gave up 2 rush TDs to Bijan and Tyler Algier, 51 yards, 3.2 a carry versus Algier, 75 yards, 4.4 run to Robinson.
Look at the mustard on these jump cuts. And then when it comes time to tackle him, they cannot do it.
Now here comes Omarion Hampton, 37 receiving yards, 128 rush yards, a 54-yard TD, has scored back-to-back games, 100-plus scrimmage yards back-to-back games.
Look at the run by the rookie Hampton. He'll take it in for the touchdown!
LA's formula to win games doesn't ask much from their offense. Get to 24 and good chance things tilt their way with a defense that hasn't given up 22 in a game yet after holding New York to 21.
Dart running and brought down. His sack right there for the Charger defense.
Washington's offense supposed to be back in the hands of Daniels. Marcus Mariota filled in the last 2 weeks. Commanders were good for 27 points versus Atlanta, usually good enough to win a game.
Mariota, end zone, touchdown! Powerful throw from Marcus Mariota.
Maybe Daniels can up those third down conversions. 1 for 8 last week. Only 1 red zone trip, relied on their kicker for 12 points. Mariota threw a couple TDs, but their passing attack, just 5.8 yards per attempt, only 156 yards.
Mariota slips out, but then Caden Ellis keeps going, never lets the play die.
Daniels gets the second hardest secondary to throw on based on rating, allowing just 158 yards per game, a sub-60 completion rate, 5.5 yards per attempt is the second lowest in the NFL. Jackson Dart, just 111 yards, only 5.6 per attempt.
Here comes the rush by Tui Pelotu into the end zone, incomplete.
The top yards earner versus their DBs last week, Darius Slayton, 44 yards. Maybe they deal with Scary Terry, we'll see. They will deal with Debo. Samuel led Washington with 72 yards and scored.
Mariota looking for it all, end zone, touchdown, Debo Samuel!
No other commander with more than 21 yards last week. Pass rush sitch. Mariota sacked twice. Their quarterbacks have been taken down 10 times this year. That's average. LA's QB hunters just shared a New York Sixer. Lawndale's finest, though, pulled a Peter Griffin and bogarted most of the case. Tuli Tuipulotu slammed down 4 all by himself.
Second 5, Dart goes down. Hit on the play. Tui Pelotu comes through.
Washington's rush attack has been central to their offense 2 weeks in a row. Committee approach. Chris Rodriguez snapped off a 48-yarder. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, 47 yards, 6.7 a carry. Marcus with a couple of runs. 147 rush yards, hefty 6.7 a try.
Pressure again. Mariota can run and will. He's got room and a first down.
Chargers did give up 161 rush yards to New York. Dart got him for a touchdown and 54 yards, but when it was over, only 3.8 allowed to their runners.
Gadaboo here, tries to go in, grabbed on the play by Deshaun Hand.
Commanders lead the Chargers 7-5 overall. LA has taken 5 of the last 6, though. Did not beat them the first time they met in 1973, just came up short.
The Washington Redskins opened their 1973 schedule against an old familiar wolf in unfamiliar colors. And Johnny Unitas and the San Diego Chargers suffered for all of the Redskins' frustrations, pent up since Washington's 14-7 defeat in Super Bowl VII. Biggs, Brundage, McDowell, Sistrunk, and Talbot sacked Charger quarterbacks 8 times, while allowing San Diego runners only 7 pedestrian yards and no points. The result was a 38-0 massacre, which soothed some ugly wounds from Super Bowl VII and brought the Redskins one impressive step closer to Super Bowl VIII.
New England Patriots hitting the road, hoping to make a statement after making one on the scoreboard to win their second game.
So Vrabel and the Patriots, they hang on to the ball, they hang on for the win easily.
A little Sunday night football action in Buffalo. Apparently have to be able to put up at least 32 to beat the Bills, and that wasn't even enough the one time it happened.
Allen rolling right, fakes the throw, fakes out everybody, touchdown!
New England next in line to try and see if it can keep Josh Allen and James Cook from propelling the Bills' offense to more than 30 points. 31 last week, 30-plus points every time they've walked off the gridiron.
James Cook is in for a touchdown. He sets a franchise record.
They get in the ring with a Patriots defense that's held 3 of their 4 opponents to less than 22 points, most allowed 27 so far, held Carolina to 13.
Those are the type of plays that you get excited about. You have a lead like this, go punch the ball out.
Patriots secondary strolls into Week 5 after holding Bryce Young to 150 yards, only 5 yards per attempt.
Looking that way is Young and getting rid of it. He's starting to get frustrated.
A couple of things. New England's given up a rate north of 100 over their 4 games, and facing Bryce Young and Chuba Hubbard to then facing Allen and Cook, almost like going from dealing with the guys from the Pineapple Express to dealing with Jesse and Walter White. Allen is the one who knocks. 2 more TD passes, 9.5 yards per attempt last week, a 110-plus rate, 112-plus rate games in 3 of 4.
Josh Allen doing what they call here in Buffalo, Josh Allen things.
James is the one who cooks, of course. Is he the best running back of 2025? 117 and a TD on the ground, 5.3 a run, 3 straight C-note games, 5.3 plus in each, has a TD plus in all 4 games.
You just see how easy he makes it look.
James Cook, have a day, young man.
And Allen, of course, ran for 45 yards versus the Saints and scored.
He does it again, breaks tackles, breaks people down, makes them miss.
New England's pass rush, just 1 sack of Bryce on his 30 pass attempts. Kayvon Chasen, he's had half a sack or more in 3 of their 4. Allen did get dropped 3 times by the Saints, a season high in sacks taken.
Allen in trouble again, and he is sacked again.
7 Bills caught an Allen pass in their latest win. Dalton Kincaid pulled in a 28-yard TD. Keon Coleman cobbled 45 yards together.
Allen to Coleman again. 20 yards for Keon Coleman.
And Khalil Shakir led the way versus New Orleans with 69 yards, a 43-yard TD.
Breaks through the defense and stays on his feet. Shakir, what a play!
As to stopping Allen and Cook on the ground, New England has held running backs to 3.2 yards per attempt this season. Patriots weren't great versus Carolina's rush attack, allowing 4.6 a carry, 129 yards.
It's Chuba Hubbard, and he's across the 40, pushing his way.
Their play versus the run fairly irrelevant in that game, and that's because of their 35-point offensive explosion. Special teams chipped in, but see what happens when you don't give the ball away all game? Weren't even that good on 3rd down, but 4 for 4 in the red zone is nice.
Ian
into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown.
Let's run a little power game right here.
Pats have put up 33-plus points twice, finished under 15 twice. Drake May, though, looking to put together 4 good games in a row. Ho-hum 203 yards in the beatdown of Carolina, but almost 12 yards per attempt, 2 TDs, no picks, a 155 rate on 14 of 17 passing. That's 3 straight 100-plus rate days at the office. Michael Scott would be impressed.
Number 10, Drake May. He can run it, he can throw it, and it's on display right now.
Can Drake stay hot, or does Buffalo have any Kung Fu Kennys to hit back with? The likes of Spencer Rattler? Not enough. Only 126 yards passing, only 4.7 yards per attempt allowed.
Rattler in trouble. Rattler throws it away. Ball is loose.
Only Lamar and Baltimore's offense has hurt Buffalo's D so far. Held the Saints to 19, have held each team under 22 since week 1.
Back to Olave. Throwing to Rattler. Picked off. Cole Bishop.
Pass rush hits week 5 off a 3-bag outing. Joey Bosa and AJ Epinesa with 1 each, a 2-sack average through the quarter mark.
Coming off the edge, Rattler lost the football. That will do it.
May took 1 sack, 0 yards lost. Had taken 3 or more every game prior, so that was a big improvement.
May has a moment, floats one and open down near the 10-yard line of Carolina.
Only 1 Patriots pass catcher heads into the contest off a 40-plus yard game. Old friend Mac Hollins, just 4 yards. Kayshon Boutte, 1 18-yard catch. Tight end Austin Hooper, a 24-yard catch. Tight end Hunter Henry, 39 yards and a TD, has scored back-to-back games.
Just have a little touch right between the 8 and the 5, and it's too easy. It's like stealing.
And Stephon Diggs, former Viking, former Texan, I think, struts in off his first 100-yard game as a Patriot. 7 targets last week. No one else had 4.
Look at Diggs stop the route, comes back, catches the football. That is excellent.
Top yards earner versus Buffalo's secondary last week, Rashid Shaheed, 47 yards. Buffalo's DBs held everyone else under 30. Didn't play the run great, though. Allowed 189 yards on the ground, 5.6 per try.
Rattler, pressure coming. Rattler steps up again, and he's got room to run.
Over 8 yards per carry allowed to Rattler, 49 yards, a touchdown, 65 yards on 5.9 a carry to Kendre Miller, and 70 yards allowed to Alvin Kamara on 4.7 per. May can move. He scored again and thought he was Cam Newton for a second. 3 different Patriots backs, Ramondre Stevenson, Antonio Gibson, and Travion Henderson, each hit at over 4 a run, 3 rushing TDs in their victory.
Can he keep it himself and take it? He will. He does. And that is a touchdown, New England.
Comment section. See, I knew it was AI. Diggs, a Viking and a Texan, and he forgot he played for the actual New York team? Pats Bills have duked it out twice a year since 1960. Those Brady years have put New England up big. Early to mid-70s, it was all Buffalo. They played some gems in 1974. Bills winning the first one by just 2 points. The margin for the second one even slimmer.
After beating the Bears, the Bills went to Foxborough for a rematch with the Patriots. This time, Ahmad Rashad was Ferguson's main mark with 7 catches for over 100 yards. In this one, though, the Patriots were ahead, but New England's lead lasted only until Dave Washington got his giant strides in gear. Washington's touchdown pushed Buffalo ahead, but both teams refused to die, and New England went back in front, 28-26. Finally, a second Bills-Pats spectacular came down to a duel of kickers. Early in the fourth quarter, John Leipold made a 47-yard field goal to put Buffalo in front 29-28. Then, with just 54 seconds to go in the game, the Patriots had a shot to win with a 46-yarder. Jeff Yates got a hand on New England's last shot, and Buffalo had won 2 straight over the Patriots. Lou Saban's Buffalo Bills were #1 in the AFC East.
This game's evolved into a nice top-shelf matchup for a Monday night. Jacksonville Jaguars at home sitting on a nice 3-1 record that has them at the top of their division.
And he's got an alley, and he might have his second. 96 yards last year against the Patriots. He's going to house this one.
They welcome the Kansas City Chiefs, who actually kind of looked like the Kansas City Chiefs last week for the first time in quite a while.
Oh, you want a vertical game? Here you go. There's Worthy deep to the 45-yard line.
Patrick Mahomes just needed his X-Wing to be able to hit all those womp rats, I guess. Mahomes got Xavier Worthy back, and he proceeded to look like Mahomes circa 2022. 4 TDs, a 124 rate. First time he's been over 90 all year. No picks, 270 through the air. He does sports, everybody.
End zone, caught. Touchdown, Hollywood Brown. Number 4 for Mahomes.
More than 30 points in a regular season game? Chiefs didn't get to 31 last year once until their playoff win over Buffalo, hadn't scored 23 in 2025, then went for 37 versus Baltimore, 4 for 6 in the red zone.
End zone bound, caught. Touchdown, Kansas City. Tyquan Thornton.
Here's where it gets juicy. This isn't Fred Durst's Jags defense. He's a grandpa, I think. Holding it down to 18 points per game after holding San Francisco to 21. Only one team has gone for more than 21 against them. They took the ball away 4 times last week. That's 13 for the year. No defense with more.
Floats it and throws an interception to Devin Lloyd.
Only one secondary has held quarterbacks under a 70 rate after 4 games. Mahomes is going to be looking at it. Picked off Brock Purdy twice, held him to a low 80s rate. They also lead the league with 9 INTs.
And Anthony Campanelli's defense has a 3 takeaway game in all 4 games this season.
Did give up 90-plus yards to CMC out of the backfield along with a touchdown, gave up a TD and 58 yards to tight end Jake Tonjes, but held San Francisco's wide receivers in check, have held wideouts to a 65 rate for the season, 3rd lowest. Now they have to break out their TIE fighters to try and stop Worthy, who ran for 35 yards versus the Ravens, added 80-plus through the air.
Worthy racing, steps out of bounds at the 22.
Worthy targeted a team-high 8 times. Tyquan Thornton, 11 yards, 1 touchdown. He scored in 3 straight. Juju Smith-Schuster, 36 yards and a TD. Hollywood Brown, 38 and a score. Travis Kelce didn't score, but 48 yards.
Pass caught. Kelce down to the 5-yard line.
Jaguars only sacked Purdy once, and he threw 38 times, only 3 QB hits. No bags for Trayvon Walker or Josh Hines-Allen. Mahomes only taken down once for 6 yards, only hit 3 times on 37 pass attempts.
Dumps it off to Hunt, and Hunt's down to the 6-yard line.
Chiefs' X factor was led by Worthy's 38 rush yards. Kareem Hunt comes in off a quiet game, 13 attempts, only 2.6 a carry. Isaiah Pacheco, 5 per carry on 7 attempts, and he did pull in a TD pass.
Flinging it, Pacheco. Pacheco finds his way to the end zone and a Kansas City touchdown.
Jacksonville held CMC to 2.9 a carry. Offensively, Jaguars still looking to fully sync up. On paper, the team has been good for 26 in 3 of 4 games, but last week, 6 points came via a punt return. Offense only accounted for 20 back-to-back weeks under 21 points now. They were just 4 for 14 on 3rd downs.
Sidelining, it was D. Winters who got into the passing lane to knock that ball free.
Trevor Lawrence, only 174 yards passing, just 5.6 yards per attempt, under 6.6 each game, just not many big splash plays. Did avoid throwing a pick at least, first time this year, which gave him his first 90-plus rate game of 2025.
Lawrence, long, touchdown!
The KC secondary he faces held Lamar Jackson to a sub-90 rate, his first game under 120. picked him off only 147 yards.
And the pass is intercepted.
Gave up a TD pass to Justice Hill, 40 yards out of the backfield, 74 yards allowed to Zay Flowers. The number one they have to track this week, Brian Thomas, 49 yards in his most recent excursion, led the team in targets and yards.
Going to throw the out route this time, and it's caught by Brian Thomas Jr. Thomas is a big key.
Thomas, 49 to 55 yards in 3 straight. That's meh for that dude. Travis Hunter, 42 yards. Not sure it keeps Adidas from asking for a refund, but still, it was a season high.
And Lawrence is going to throw a pass for Hunter. Did he hold on to that one at the 35?
Tight end Brenton Strange has chipped in 45 to 61 yards in 3 of 4, 45 versus San Francisco.
And he finds Strange at the very last moment for the first down.
Chris Jones, George Karlaftis will try and disrupt things up front. George of the Jungle nabbed his 3rd sack in 4 games for the Chiefs. He's trying to break through a Jags O-line that just won the Outcast Award Week 4. Hard for Lawrence to ask for better protection. Jersey so fresh and so clean after not getting sacked or even hit once.
Warner's coming in on a blitz. Lawrence fires it to Strange.
And how about their ETN machine, Travis, with another home run of 40-plus yards, went for 124 on 6.5 per carry. 5.1 or better 3 of his 4 shifts.
48-yard strike from Travis Etienne.
He appears lined up to keep it going, too. Chiefs gave up over 5 per carry to Derrick Henry, let Justice Hill get away for a 71-yard TD.
Look at Hill take off, and he takes it the distance.
Chiefs, Jags. KC has taken them the last 8 straight. Jags initially, though, dominated the series, won 6 of their first 8 meetings, including round 1 back in 1997.
Eager to regain their place among the NFL's best, the Jaguars scored on their first possession for the 6th time this season. Mark Brunell pulled the trigger on the Jaguars' longest play ever from scrimmage. A 75-yard hookup with Jimmy Smith.
He's at the 50. He's at the 40. Jimmy's at the 30. Racing to the 20. To the 10 in the corner of the end zone.
Caught from behind at the 1.
Here, ice, baby.